Um, After I've graduated from UITM Shalam in 1984, I started in 1980, finished my diploma in 84. There's no turning back for me. So I decided to proceed to do my masters and so on. While I do my masters, and I practice. I practice my art. Yeah. Those times it was majoring in painting, minoring in printmaking. Yeah. So drawings is always going together with paintings. I actually I get addicted with printmaking, you know, but most of it are paintings, large paintings. Yeah. I love to be very impromptu, but then culture is the base, is the main theme for me. Culture. I think you see between 1980 to 1980 to 1984, 83 I was selected to represent a country in the ASEAN Youth Painting Workshop. So I was so glad to meet Tawan Duchani, the late Tawan Duchani. And he saw my work and he said, "Come, what do you think of the work?" "I think it's good. It's good for the Times magazine," to told me. The front cover of really? What do you say that? "Oh, it's too illustrative. Anyone could do this, you know." "Where are you from?" "Well, I'm from Sarawak." "Where again?" "Borneo." "Oh, Borneo. Don't tell me you have nothing there." So that hits me, you know. It should reflect where you come from and stuff. And I have plenty of visual references from Sarawak, a lot of it. So one of my earliest favorite theme to work on was the Orang Ulu totem pole and the design, Iban design, Orang Ulu design, Bidayuh design, so on. So from then on, I was like, hey, you should be talking about yourself, you know, who you are, and stuff like that. It's not just landscape or any other figures and stuff, but it has got some very focused meaning or very important meaning to it. So it got me until today. Yeah. And I love the character of unbelieving Thomas, because in Christianity you have 12 apostles. One of them is the unbeliever, you know, Thomas. So unless I see it, I believe, you know, that kind of thing. So basically, I love to travel and see for myself. It's not just in the art history books and stuff, but you really go there and see it. So that's what makes my trip next from ITM Shalam to US. First time, you know, that I have classes in the gallery. You know, the signboard in the notice board, it says next class this date will be at Boone's Gallery, or it's East Side Galleries and stuff like that. That was thrill to me, you know. It was a thrill. And we are confronted with paintings and so on, a lot of crit sessions and stuff. So I thought I learned more. It's a different way of studying, you know. And at the same time, you do practicals in your studio, yeah, and you were doing drawing. So my major didn't change. My major was painting, illustration, and also printmaking. So that's how I grew from there. It was a total silence, you know. It was a total silence where I said, hey, I got to work again, back to my kitchen, back to the kitchen table, and this time is for real. I'm going to rent a studio and have a proper timing, family and stuff. So things has to be really quite regimented, but hey, it's high time to be like that, you know. You get to get yourself disciplined and stuff. So I had my own studio, not far from here. So I would work, you know, from 7 until 11, pick up my daughter, and back to work until sometimes at night and until morning, you know. Well, that lasts for about at least a good 12 years. Then I got the opportunity to teach in Singapore for a while. I said, hey, that's great. Just as a visiting artist at the La Salle College of the Arts. That time it was at Teluk Kurau. So that was the time when Professor Chung Kam Kau invited me over, said, since I was from Pratt, you are from Pratt, I think we know what we're talking about, so you can help us teach the students and so on. So it was great. But that didn't last long. So I had to go back and do something for myself. So until today, then I settled for about a couple of years. Then it helped also at Unimas to come and teach there. I said, hey, it's now close to 15 years.
15 years.
15 years. So I'm at an advantage because when I teach, I also learn from my students. So there's a give and take, Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes students can come up with wonderful work and say, hey, that's interesting, how do you do it? And so we both share how to perfect that skill, the techniques and stuff. So I learn a lot from them, So it's not only just knowledge, but the psychomotor behind it, and then you have the proposal of design and so on and so on. So until now, I'm still teaching the fundamentals, the elements and principles of design for design technology program. So for first year and also the final year, which is more refined, so on. So I'm lucky, but I can't wait to settle down again for the next 2 more years.
Yes.
And start to paint like this again. Bidayuh myself, I have the kind of responsibility to do something, since for example, we have a painting here on the ring ladies. So that one is a very unique study for that is in Samban. So now there are very few of them. They are called ring ladies because they wear rings on their calves and stuff like that. So now we are doing a study on them in Samban, and also interview those living legends and get more information from them and promote their dance, promote their culture, and so on, to the world. So with painting is another way of documenting images. So that will be a very powerful visual communication among tourists and also researchers to come to do research about them. There are Bidayuh from Sabah, that's one. And there are some unique also Bidayuh kampongs, like Kampong Gumbang in the Bau area, Maybe that could be a study for environmental design, I think, because in this particular kampong you have natural big boulders. I have those artworks done in my house there. Later on we'll have a look at those. Maybe that could be another Frank Lloyd Wright kind of architecture and stuff. That will be a good study instead of removing that. So as a Bidayuh, I'm lucky I have those resources to look into. And I love blades. I love blades, especially those produced locally by local craftsmen. So one day we had a chance to visit Kota Belud and visit the craftsmen, and we found out that there are lots of varieties in those blade crafts. So some are called bladau, pida, serempak bajau, bladau kecil, gayang serempak, and all those. These are very beautiful crafts. Carved wooden scabbards. The handles, some are made of natural deer horns, but some are still made of wood, buffalo horns, and so on and so on. So these are some of those beautiful heritage that needs to be documented and stuff. This is one way to document. It's not just take pictures and blow it up and stuff like that. So this is another powerful way of illustration. To have a beautiful kind of iconic images of the village of what's the name of the village really? Siasang. Convert to my kampong. What are the specialty of my kampong, which I can ask them to produce. Maybe they're good in basketry, or even though you have to do a study, and that's how you can promote their products and stuff. So if Kampung Sesai could do it, my kampong could do it. This is how I contribute to my community. Yeah. So I said, hey, thank goodness I'm into art. I like it, and this is how I progress. Yeah. Besides teaching. Yeah. Oh, I was a president for 4 terms actually, but now I've given the post to more younger blood to take care. Yeah. Clearly they have improved. Whatever happens in Semenanjung, Malaysia, they get the latest news about what's going on, so they would want to be that active as well. So thank goodness we have like the Gallery PETRONAS or even the National Art Gallery to come and assist. And they will come here to interview artists. This is very good. This is very good. In a way, documenting those development and stuff. Our societies, they're very active. Even though they are working in all sorts of art fields. For example, they are photographers, they are also calligraphers, they are also craftsperson, and also contemporary artists. The thing, we have more than 120 members now. Yeah, they are all active, and they will participate in activities organized by the tourism ministry and stuff like that. Even hotels are very supportive now. And then we also have we invite speakers to talk about art appreciation and some creative industrial entrepreneurship, for example, to come in to give talks for us and stuff like that. So anyway, we have active members from all over. And but one thing is that we need a local gallery to do exhibitions and stuff. But I hope the local government will look into it with the backing of the established galleries like PETRONAS or even the National Art Gallery. That is an advantage. That's truly an advantage, because in the university we meet people, from foreign speakers. They could give broader ideas on certain issues, and there I can share with my local artists. So they're very glad. But the most important thing, the doing part. It's not just the listening, but the doing part. So we have our artists and a national art exhibition at least annually, to kickstart our activities and so on. From time to time, we have small exhibitions in the local hotels. I think tourism and art have to go together. To boost up the creative industry. Not only that we have to help ourselves as well. I have. I think from now on, the doing part. The doing part on the list. I have that. I think definitely I will work on what research has been done. You know, like my trips to Jogja, for example, my trips to Hanoi, my trips to Myanmar, Bagan, and stuff. I've gone through, but it's now, I think, really the most challenging part is the doing part. And time is always an excuse, isn't it? But I really have to come up with something like this. And thank goodness, while I'm in the university, I'm able to join the group to go out. For example, our recent trip to Samban, the ring ladies, and to Bidayuh to see the megalith, and to see Batu Ritong, and to see the place, and the next one would be Blaga on the Sape playing and stuff. So it's diverse. So just now you were saying that, Sylvester, what is your theme? I couldn't answer actually. There's so many themes. Yeah. So these are the themes that we are fortunately involved in the research and stuff. So this will have enough fuel for me to start off with some good unique artworks. First thing when I when I look at them, I also think of myself years back. You can be, you can be. I told my students, do not be afraid to make mistakes, because I've learned something. If you don't share with them, how are they going to learn, to improve? So I cannot be keeping those knowledge to myself. I have to share with them that kind of knowledge, and I have to think also the younger generations, who is going to take over after me. Yeah, I'm thinking that way. You're teaching like 150 students, 200 over students. I'm sure there'll be somebody, be a lady or man, it doesn't matter. There'll be another Sylvester, another Raffles Scott Abeng, another Madeline Tai, another Wong Jukjan, or another Naitong, or another somebody, So I think if you work on that, someone has to be an artist. Someone has to be. Yeah, even Einstein was mentioning about, hey, we are using music. He was thinking music to explain something like that. So yeah, these are the things. And also, I always tell my students that please go out and search for your knowledge and so on. That's why the unbelieving Thomas kind of attitude, that's also very good. Yeah, I see to believe. That's what makes a person. Yeah. So these are the things. Try. You must be honest with yourself. Honesty is the best policy. Be honest with yourself. What have you found out, and you do it. You tell. You share. And then if there's a problem, discuss it now, so that tomorrow is another problem. And then that's why I tell my students, if you have problems with even with your visual communication or visual things, we can discuss it now. Don't wait for tomorrow and stuff, because tomorrow we have another shape to solve. So yeah, act on it and stuff like that. And I told my students, if possible, please do not plagiarize. Those images that you see on the internet, you can get that for an idea. Fine, but you have ton of things to improvise. Yeah, and you look at it, and you got your source, and you can improvise, and that's yours. So that's how it is. Yeah. So yeah, if possible, also get local artists together, talk, discuss to local artists. That's how you improve, I thought. Yeah, it's not just like you jago kampung or tak di bawah tempurung. You got to go out, explore. Yeah, Yeah,
Feel it in
yeah,
hands.
exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, be honest with yourself and be thirsty for knowledge. This, for us, I think we are lucky. We like to travel and see.